Welcome to Kevin Deal Photography, where I take you on my journey through photography. On today's episode, we're going to be doing an in-depth review of the Llano Dual Battery Charger. I'm pleased to announce that I'm launching 3 Capture One style packs: Metamorphic Portraits, The Sound of Silver, and Rangefinder. These will eventually also be available for Lightroom, so if you go to kevindealphotography.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage, and join my mailing list, I promise I won't send you spam, but I will let you know the second these release. And now, on to today's episode. Welcome to today's episode. If you're not familiar with Kevin Deal Photography, we do gear reviews, tips, techniques, and tutorials, and sometimes we dive into film. If any of that sounds appealing to you, click the subscribe button below. So Llano reached out to me about this dual battery charger, and I'm just going to move forward in this review thinking that it is pronounced Llano. A lot of Texans pronounce it Llano. However, the original word Llano means like a grassy plain in the southwestern United States. It's a Spanish word, so I'm not sure if this is a Spanish company. Couldn't tell you, but I'm pretty sure most of you are going to pronounce it Llano, so I'm going to pronounce it Llano. And they reached out to me about this dual battery charger. Now, I'm reviewing the Canon LP-E17 version of it, but I want to be abundantly clear that it does come in several iterations. So if you are a Sony user, they make it for the NP-FW50, they make it for the NP-FZ100, they also make it for the Canon LP-E6NH. So at the time of this recording, I did not see that they make it for either Fuji or Nikon, so my apologies to Nikon and Fuji users. But if you are watching this and you are a Sony or a Canon user, but you're not necessarily interested in the LP-E17 battery, I still think you're going to get something out of this video because it essentially works the same on all systems. So with this dual charger, it's pretty simple. It's just this magnetic case. So you turn it upside down, it doesn't shake and open up. It stores 2 batteries, which are included. So these LP-E17 third-party batteries are included in the price. And it comes with these cool slots for SD card storage. It's versatile because you can charge it in many different ways. It utilizes a USB-C port, which of course means that you can charge it from your laptop. You could charge it on a USB-C in your car. You could charge it with a power bank. You could charge it with an 18-watt plug. So there's many different ways that you can charge this guy, and it's highly likely that you already have that solution inside your camera bag. Now, you may be like, ooh, it's kind of like the AirPods. It's not like the AirPods. The AirPods, you plug them in, it charges the case, and then you go use the AirPods, you put the AirPods in the case, and the case has a charge that recharges the AirPods. That is not how this guy works. It does not charge your batteries when it's not plugged in. So that is something to keep in mind. I just wanted to get that right off the bat in case that's what you were thinking this is. This isn't going to be a very long review because this is not a complex product. It either does what it's supposed to do or it doesn't. And so I'm just going to tell you right now, it does what it's supposed to do. They claim that it has a 10-layer protection to keep it from damaging the batteries. I think that's maybe just some marketing jargon. They do claim that it charges twice as fast as most chargers out there. They say that it can recharge this LP-E17 battery in 1.5 hours, which it's about 3 hours on my regular chargers. They also make the claim that their batteries can do 286 photos or 2 hours of video. I'm not sure how they come up with that number. It seems kind of arbitrary because if you're an R50 owner, an R10 owner, an R8 owner, an R100 owner, you're going to see that an LP-E17 battery has a different amount of shots depending on the model of camera you use. And of course, that makes a lot of sense because all your different processors and sensors and all that have a different demand for battery juice that they need to pull out of the battery. And so it would be improbable that all the cameras would have the same amount of shots. So for instance, you can get 260 shots out of an R10, but it claims 286 photos on their website. I'm not really sure what's up with that. An R50 can give you 310 shots. They say 286. Once again, that's a static number. The R100 can give you 340 shots. Once again, they say 286 shots. So I think there might be some confusion there with the marketing. Obviously, it varies model to model. Maybe on average, they're saying it gives you 286 shots. But in all honesty, manufacturers tend to overhype their specs. But the one place where I tend to outrun specs is in battery usage. I don't know what I'm doing right. I don't know if I'm the luckiest human being in the world, but I tend to always outpace battery specifications that manufacturers put out. So maybe you can get more than 286, but obviously it's going to vary model to model. So I'm going to tell you about what I like about this unit and what I don't like about this unit, what I think could be improved on, because I want to be completely honest with you. I love the build quality on it. The build quality on it is great. It's this hard plastic. I don't want to say rubberized, but it does kind of feel rubberized. It has a good grip to it. It's not going to slip out of my hands. I love the fact that this is magnetic. If this turns upside down in your bag, I mean, I'm shaking the heck out of it right now. Nothing's happening. So you really have to put in an effort that is going to greatly exceed the worst case scenario in your bag. So you do never have to worry about your batteries falling out of your bag. Another thing that I love about this is it essentially replaces 3 things in your bag. You can put your batteries in here, so it replaces a battery holder. You can put your SD cards in here, so it replaces an SD card holder. And of course, if you like to charge batteries, this can replace your battery charger as well. So it is essentially 3 things in one. And so that is something that if you're trying to minimize the size of your bag, well, when you look at this as a whole, it may look a little on the large size to just hold 2 batteries. When you think about the amount of size it takes to have a battery case that hold batteries, and then of course your case to hold your SD cards, I would say that those 3 would combine to take up more space in your bag than this. So I'm going to put that under the pros. Another pro, of course, is checking your battery status. You can check the status of both your batteries. You simply push the button on the left side of the unit, and it'll tell you the status of your battery in percentage. Another thing about the build quality is there are these feet on the bottom that keep it from slipping when you put it down, which is kind of nice. It's not going to like fall off your countertop or anything like that, or your table very easily. It definitely grips to whatever it touches. I would say the fact that it comes with 2 LP-E17 batteries and the charger for about the price of one Canon branded LP-E17 battery makes this a pretty good value. Now, I know there's always debate about using third-party batteries versus using Canon branded batteries. In my 20 years of shooting, I've had one third-party battery after a year become a dud for me. It did not do any damage to my camera or anything like that. It just, after a year, the battery just stopped working. It stopped holding a charge. But I've also had a Canon branded battery do the exact same thing. So in my 20 years of shooting, I've had third party and I've had Canon batteries fail me at roughly the same rate. So I'm not really sure that there's any risk to buying third party batteries. And since I hold the belief that there's really no huge difference between third party batteries and Canon branded batteries, I'm going to say that getting 2 batteries and a case for the price of one Canon branded battery is an incredible value. But we do need to talk about some things that I think could be improved upon with this guy. And that, yes, this is a little on the large size. And when you have a couple batteries in it, it's a little heavy. Now, that is relative because, like I said, it does replace 3 things. But there are some times where you need to split certain components of your bag to make room. And sometimes one large mono object going in there might be too large. So depending on what your situation is, this could be on the larger and the heavier size. Now that is, like I said, relative, but that is definitely something to consider. Which leads me to my final point, and maybe perhaps the biggest con of this unit is the fact that it doesn't charge from within the unit itself. I think the writing on the wall was pretty obvious. Just make it work like AirPods work. I have these Godox lavalier microphones, and the case actually holds 24 hours of charge for the transmitters and the receivers. So I could actually put in 3 8-hour days without having to charge this case once. Unfortunately, with the Llano, you have to be tethered to something, whether it be your laptop, whether it be a power bank, whether it be the charger in your car. And so I would say that to market this as a truly portable product, if you had the ability to charge from within the case itself, this would go from being a pretty good and useful product to many of you to being an amazing product for just about everybody watching this video. That does it for today's episode. What do you think about the Llano Dual Charger? Are you going to get it? Do you have it? Tell me about it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, I humbly ask you to click the subscribe button below. And if you like my opinions about photography and videography related subjects, and you want to hear them in their more uncensored, more unfiltered versions, I highly recommend you go check out my other YouTube channel, the F11 Photography Podcast. And if you just want to listen to the podcast on your commute to and from work, you can, of course, check that out on both Apple and Spotify. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.